What is up, everybody? We are here live for the Simply Racing Show podcast. Joining me, my co-host, Ethan Burrell. Are you excited, man? I sure am.
Dude, I'm hyped up. This is going to be awesome, Gerald.
Absolutely. We got so much coming to you guys. We are so excited. We got a lot coming up. We're going to be going over the top 5 drivers from Elite. This whole time that we've been racing, we're going to find out who the top 5 guys are. We gave a little video to them. You're not going to want to miss that. After that, we're going to go over the last season's Daytona 500. We're going to be reviewing that. We're going to comment a little bit. You're going to see a lot of wrecking, maybe a little bit to showcase what's going to be coming up this season for the BellyUp Sports Cup Series and its awesomeness that's going to be happening. Then we're going to go over some of the qualifying history and then the statistics of the pole award that's going to be coming up for next Wednesday for the Cup Series. After that, we're going to be doing the gauntlet. Our guest for that is going to be Chad Frankenfield. You're not going to want to miss that part because that was a lot of fun. After that, we're going to be going over a few other things. We're going to be doing a little bit of a prediction of some of the things. You may have seen it on the BellyUp Gaming Twitter page. Always tune into there. You can be able to subscribe, see what things that we like to do a lot of fan and interactions with. So you're not going to want to miss tuning into those all through the week. And then, you can be able to comment, leave things there for Ethan and I to be able to see. We got other co-hosts that are going to be joining us later in the season. We've got Goody. We've got Jeff Green, the NASCAR driver. Everyone's interested to see what those two characters are going to be able to bring to this podcast. We are very, very excited. Are you ready to get this going, Ethan?
I'm ready, buddy. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I am too. We're going to start off with showcasing the number 5 driver of Elite. So here we go. We got a little video to showcase them here today.
For the second straight time, your winner of the 10th running of the Rich Mar Flores Indianapolis 500, brought to you by Open Wheel Racing Jobs in the number 8. Again, your pole sitter, Robert Maleska, the winner today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
It's time for Maleska to celebrate here on the front straightaway. To do this back-to-back, I mean, he cemented himself very much in the history of this event. I mean, when you think about it, 10 races, he's won 2 of them. That's 20% success rate. Hey, watch those bricks there, Robert. Better respect the brickyard as he begins the celebratory donuts.
Just get out of the way. Coming to the white flag this time, and they are side by side off of turn number 4. Coming to the line at the white flag. The gap between first and second, 2 100ths of a second separating Malechka and Pinero. Malechka going to have one final attempt at it. He's getting a little bit of a push from Del Porto to the outside. Goes Robert Malechka. Malechka going to try to close the gap on Pinero, coming off of turn number 4. Coming to the line, this time at the line. Photo finish, I believe it's Robert Malechka. Malechka by 2 1,000ths of a second over Adriano Pinero, Chris. What a race. I think that is the closest finish in Elite Racing League history right there.
That was Robert Malechka able to get the 5th place spot. These are some of his statistics. Gotta say, some of those statistics are a little shocking. 9 starts, 3 poles, 5 wins, 7 top 10s, 7 top 5s, and almost 500 laps led. He led almost a fourth of all the laps he did in the IndyCar series. That's all he raced in Elite, but that's all he needed to do. I'm almost thankful, I would say. Wouldn't you say, Ethan, that he didn't show up to some of those Elite races with that kind of win mentality?
Yeah, this Robert's a beast, man. And if you want to climb to the top of the Elite IndyCar series, at some point you're going to have to go through Robert. And just looking at his stats and watching the races, even the 500, or the Brickyard, or not the Brickyard, sorry, the Indy 500. Yeah, you're going to have to go through him, man. So it's a well-deserved top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the IndyCar race is going on right now. I'd almost have to bet that he's going to probably be the favorite to win that race too, just based off the statistics. So I have a feeling if he stays here in Elite, he's gonna add to those because he's won a few of the IndyCar races. He's won 2 Indy 500s. So, and you know how much Elite really puts on a show for that and how many participants. So definitely well-deserved top 5. We are going to go ahead and showcase our next one here, and that's going to be number 4 driver here. You may know him. I know him. And that's going to be
Scott Crump. Thought he got the lead.
Flat caution.
In the air, Ethan Burrell gets it done at Texas.
Tooker does nip Chad for third, so
It's a 1-2-3 finish for Pro Edge Racing. Ethan celebrating his first win in 1.5 seasons. I believe his last win came at 1.5 miles. I think it was Charlotte back in 2022.
3 and 4 one more time for Ethan Burrell.
The timeliest of wins for the 37 car. This one is gonna punch his ticket into the championship 4 round. Burrell, he won last week. He'll get to do a victory dance again. Ethan Burrell, back-to-back wins here at Iowa. Or back-to-back wins 2 weeks in a row.
that was Ethan Burrell there. Ethan, I'm going to let you state your statistics there and let everyone know how your season in Elite went this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest guy that's ever stepped foot in the Elite Racing Leagues.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a good season for me, man. I missed the previous year and a half or so due to work, but ended up getting a different job at OEG. That's why I threw it on the car there, and allowed me to come back and race. And I think I performed better than ever. I figured it out with the next gen car finally. It took me a while, but yeah, man, I had a lot of good races, really clean throughout the year. I think I had one of the lowest incident rates, and that shows. And in the finishes, got a couple wins and had a shot at the title. So yeah, it was a good season.
Absolutely. I mean, you got some great statistics there. 7 wins and 80 starts there. So some really good ones there in the Elite. I mean, at the end of the season, you were just putting it on, and you got back-to-back wins going into the championship race, and you were probably one of the favorites with just the momentum. So, I mean, congratulations. I mean, look at the miles that you were able to put down, and that's and the laps that you were able to do. I mean, that's pretty impressive, Ethan. So, congratulations. Definitely top 4. That's well deserved. I mean, I feel really bad for Pro Edge, or not Pro Edge, your old teammates there. You're going to be leaving them. Pro Edge. I mean, you're going to be going to do good this season. I mean, they're going to miss out on a top 5 driver in Elite now, aren't they?
Yeah, those guys are going to have to step it up, man. It's I'll still be cheering them on as the team owner, but all bets are off on the track, man. I want to win every race, so I don't care who it is. I mean, I'll work with people throughout the race, but you get to the end and the gloves come off, so we're going do good strong here, try to pick up some wins, go take another swing at the championship this year.
Well, let's go ahead and we're going to go to our 3rd place driver of Elite. We're going to see who that is right now.
Scott Crump thought he got the lead taken away from him on a technicality. Well, he answered that the best way possible with some win here. It's going to be Lake Norman 1-2-3. Lake Norman, a 1-2-3 finish. Congrats to Scott Crump. That was a job well done.
That was Scott Crump. I know this is a little bit of a sting to you, Ethan, because I know you were kind of in the Discord channels and in the Twitter page. You were like, "Oh man, I really wanted to be Ethan or beat Scott Crump. But I mean, look at that. I mean, you guys were very close. Even the statistics there showcasing it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't have a easy time determining who was going to be 3 and number 4 there. So, but overall, I mean, you got to give it to Scott Crump. Some really good starts and some really good finishes here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the A season, I wasn't around full time, so maybe that's why Crump got me. No, but Crump's great. Week in and week out, he's going to be up there fighting for the win. His stats show it. I mean, he's just bad fast, and he's great on the tires as well. That's where he gets a lot of his success is over the long run. He'll kind of hang out, save his stuff, and he'll be up there at the front at the end. So definitely got to give it up to Crump. Me and him, we go at it a little bit. It's friendly competition. We're always pretty close and always end up battling each other. But yeah, Crump's stats don't lie.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Scott Crump for getting the 3rd position in Elite. We're going to go ahead and do our 2nd place driver there. And that one, of course, is going to be...
Well, talking about Easter eggs, it's that blue egg marketing car of Ethan Stanley. For the final time, the left into the runoff area just a wee bit. One more right-hand corner. And he's got to be looking at Barney the flagman right here. Ethan Stanley going to take the win in the Elite at the Glen for the 2023B season. That battle for second behind him. Who's it going to be?
They'll face the white flag this time by. We'll end the race on this lap. Ethan Stanley survives the carnage, and he's going to be rewarded with a checkered flag. Ethan Stanley, the winner here at Nashville.
What a night it's been for Ethan Stanley. Led from flag to flag. Didn't even miss out on leading a lap during his pit stop. He'll go through turns 8 and 9 for the final time. Run down to the hairpin in that number 92. Looking for his 3rd straight win in road course competition here in the Elite Joint APS.com Cup Series. Looking to sweep the road courses here in the 2023B season. Heading down Casino Straight for the final time. He'll work his way around the battered and bruised lap car of Mark Rebelos.
That's why Mark
Final
doesn't care
time.
about his banners.
And Scott, oh,
what the hell? That was bizarre.
That was Ethan Stanley there. What a crazy finish after the end of that one. That's why you're going to want to tune in for the Belly Up Cup series on Wednesdays, because something like that could have taken one of those wins away from Ethan Stanley. But I mean, out of all of them, this guy raced more than anything, I think, in Elite. Look how many series he raced in and how many starts. Ethan Stanley put on a clinic, and we know where his strengths are, and he lets all of us know where his strengths are when it comes to those road courses on Wednesday night. When you say, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, you show up to a road course and it's a beatdown. I mean, nobody really had much for Stanley this last year. I mean, even some of the other ringers. I mean, Stanley took a step ahead of those guys, and he showed up and showed he's not just good at the road courses. I mean, you go to a short track, he can win. Super speedway, he's up there too. So Ethan Stanley's a real deal, and I think he shocked a lot of people this last year.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and showcase our final driver. This driver is above all else. He's the one that when you go about thinking of Elite, dominance comes to mind. And of course, there's only one person that we can say that to, and that's this driver right here.
Tyler Fody did not have the championship for that he wanted last season. Couldn't happen today by sneaking his way in. Ethan Stanley to the inside. And here they come to the checkered flag, and Tyler Fody has won the Daytona 500. Wow.
Chris Wright made it back to 4th. Nice effort.
How about that? Did not have the championship for that he wanted, but Tyler Foley gets it done for Lake Norman Motorsports. Congratulations to that 40 car. The last lap of the season. We're on the white flag lap. Ethan Burrell trying to get there. Johnson Cutlip 4 fresh tires. Is it enough? Tyler Foley has won everything except for a championship. That changes tonight. Tyler Foley wins the championship race 200.
That, of course, is Tyler Fode, the only man to go out, win the Daytona 500, and get the championship in the same season. And just looking at these statistics here, it's far and beyond anybody else that has raced an elite. I mean, you just look at these, and you know you're dealing with a top caliber driver right there. 91 starts, 22 wins, 21 poles. And then, I mean, just look at the, the lap sled, just so many laps there. And whenever you're considering, most of those are going to be at a circle track. None of those really came from a road course. And, I mean, those are some amazing statistics that he was able to put up this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tyler Fode's the guy. I mean, if you're going to have success, if you want to be the best, you have to go through him. You had to hurt my feelings showing my runner-ups to him in both his races, right? But that just shows you,
I mean,
man.
what could have been, Ethan? You might have jumped Scott Crump there if you would have gotten
Right.
that championship there. I think you would have definitely contended for at least number 2. But I mean, it comes down to that in these oval tracks. I mean, that's what we come here to play for: inches, not miles, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, he's the guy, man. It's, I mean,
Yeah.
stat sheet stuffer, the wins, the pole starts, lap sled. He's always going to finish in the top 5. I mean, he's the guy. Hats off to Tyler Fode. He's set the pace for the NASCAR competition and elite for sure.
Absolutely. Well, now it's time. We were able to get the top 5 drivers out of the way. We're going to go about doing a look back now at last season's Daytona 500. You're going to see a lot of wrecks. It was a little bit of a crazy time. I think Ethan's going to have a few stories for us as well when we get onto there. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy start of the season, and it all started here at Daytona with us.
Tyler Fode did not have the championship.
On the wrong one. Sorry about that. There we go.
Them down there through the Geico restart zone, and 2023 season B underway.
I mean, right up front there, Ethan, you can see both of the
It can happen here.
both of the Lake Norman drivers able to qualify on front there, but Chad around on the back straightaway. That's not going to be the only time we see Chad around, I don't think, in this
No.
race.
That's a common sight here. We'll see what happened there.
It's fitting that Chad Frankenfield was in the very first wreck of the race.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think we could blame that one on Chad, just a situation of 3 wide, but that happens.
Yeah. Like the 4 and 22, just it closed up. The 22 had a good run to the middle, and it just closed up on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, pow!
Ooh,
That is tagged by John.
That was a hard one.
into the president there.
Caution, we got a car.
Yeah.
Still up farther ahead there.
Let's see, oh, I'm in this one.
Yeah.
Sideways in
Oh, there you are.
I was in
Yeah,
quite a
there
few
you
of
are.
these. This isn't the last time you see that.
7 car.
Clark, RC, there's half my team right there.
Location, I feel like somebody's got to get a bump that they weren't expecting in the middle of the
See what this one was here.
And on the 37, maybe?
Oh yeah,
Kind of little net
Oh,
code
boy,
in the
yeah.
21.
me and
Little bit of net
Vandermeer.
code.
Gets into the 37,
Then you got hit again.
gets into the left rear, that is at the 21.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So
Yeah, so I would guess that would be the one that we would say was the first big one there, but
Yep.
that was a
Bad
rough one.
spot too, right into the trioval.
Yeah.
Caution.
There's me in the Barbie car able to miss that one.
That Barbie car, man.
Lap 62, third caution comes out, another big one, and I already
Oh.
see the 37.
There's me again.
Oh, already.
I'll never forget this one, man. This is where you're glad you're not in a real race car.
Yeah. I downloaded a special meme just for that one here.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Yeah, I thought that was perfect for that one because we're about to see right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They all caught up to them.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't even know what to say for he just came right down.
Yeah, on board is.
I had to go back and showcase your point of view.
It's shocking.
Because it was so.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they
Oh no.
What's scary is I'm still alive in this race. You'll see at the end.
You're not done yet.
I mean, that's crazy.
I don't think you're done yet, Ethan. You were in the very beginning of the race, a very popular driver.
Oh, it was rough, man. I was ready to throw
Yeah,
the towel.
I think this was right on the restart too that this one happened.
Yeah, there I am again. Oh yeah, this was crazy. Crazy net code. Look at that.
Oh no.
What?
According to iRacing, the 85 hit the 99 there. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
That's weird.
I can see it. I mean, that's
Right
probably
there.
the worst netcode I've ever seen in iRacing.
Yeah,
And
that was horrible.
And I think at that point, because I still see me up there a little bit, and I'm looking in my mirror and I see you still in the wall, and I'm like, hasn't he been in like the last 3 wrecks, and you're still on the racetrack? I don't think you ever lost a lap, did you?
No, and as crazy as that wreck was, I actually went right through Rebelos. So I think that probably would have ended my night, finally.
Oh,
But
it
nope,
didn't even count it, did it?
didn't even touch him.
Wow.
Oh, Chad. Oh, I was almost in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I downloaded a special sound for Chad too this season.
Yeah.
This one, the other one, we give him a break on. This one was all Chad, I think.
That one looks like a Chad moment for sure.
No, this is definitely a Chad moment.
It just got a little ahead of himself there. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there.
I see the vision. It's just, it's not
You
there.
see it?
It's not there.
No, I don't see it.
I mean, you got the top 2 elite drivers leading the field, man. Just ride with them for a while. Sun's not even down yet, man.
Yeah, we're still within the first 100 laps, I think.
A lot of racing to go.
There was a lot of racing to go.
Oh,
It
he
was
grabs
just
the wrecker.
hundreds. Yeah, you get to choose which one, and that night everyone chose Violent. I
Oh
think.
man.
and he got up on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tries to push him up and
hook came off.
At least we got him out of the way.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage.
Is that Martinez that gets
Yeah, his tire went off, I think, at that point too. So I think that was the one that really ruined his night, I think.
Yep.
And what was crazy is a lot of these drivers that get in contact, they still made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had before this race, they had updated iRacing and they turned these cars into tanks. I mean, it was nuts. I think it was a big contributor to why we had so many yellows in the race because you could go in there and fix
interested to
it.
see what Wednesday night, when next Wednesday night during the BellyUp Sports Cup Series, how the Cup car is going to be this season. If it's going to be a tank again, we're going to find out really easily whenever we do those Gatorade duels that they have.
I hope the racing's more calm than that preseason race because oh boy,
Yeah.
hoping everyone was just pushing the limits. I
That
know I was.
preseason race that you guys had a couple nights ago was a little crazy.
Oh yeah.
You see Goody there around, future
That's
co-host
here.
with us here. Hey, look at you already back
Yeah.
up front with 40 laps left to go, and
Barbie
you jumped
car
right in
behind
front of me. Yeah, I remember what happened here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, oof.
Was that a bad block by me? Is that what I just saw?
I believe I saw Fody in it.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh yeah, Fody didn't
Yeah.
even see me. Uh-oh.
Bodie didn't see you, and he was pushing me.
Oh, you
And then I
saved me.
got destroyed. I got destroyed because I came back up the racetrack, and
Yep.
I just got absolutely T-boned there.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor. Yep. Man, you ought to just drive through me next time. You lifted and it got you killed.
I lifted. I was being nice. Yeah, on board with me.
Look at that guy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, sexy guy right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hit from behind because I mean there was nowhere else for anybody to
That's
go.
rough.
It's not
That
Cody's
block
fault
right
that
there, man. You guys were ripping.
We were just getting going. I think we were like almost 10 miles per hour faster, 5 miles per hour faster, and I didn't have anywhere to go, I don't think.
Nope. Where we at? 26 to go, 27 to go here.
Yeah, 26 to go here.
Oh, hey, I'm leading. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got back up there.
What happened there, reckon?
Oh, I think I saw Crump.
Back here around Joshua Personette, maybe?
What's? Oh boy.
Crump gets the bump there with the green car.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That sends him into the wall, and now
Yeah, this is another big one.
I believe so.
It grew.
Pro Edge Toyota, man. He just had too much speed right there. Oh.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Aren't you leaving Toyota?
I am, man. I am.
You're gonna have to start sponsoring that Chevy.
Yep. Yep.
He's gonna shoot up, and that's collects Clark.
Yeah, that was one of my team cars there in the 05 getting turned around. So, yeah, I think the theme of this replay is craziness and carnage. I think is the two things there.
There was plenty of that. That's for sure.
Yep.
Well, I mean, when you got back up there, you were leading pretty well.
Yeah, after I fixed, I think like a total of 7 minutes of damage. The car was brand new. That was the craziest thing.
Got Dwight Canadal in the middle there.
Yeah. I was kind of hovering there. You see me in the pink 31, kind of hovering there, but I didn't know if I should push it up there. But once I saw you getting wrecked and still running up front, I'm like, what's the point not to?
Yeah. Oh, there's a mess.
Yeah.
Logan did a good job getting around that.
If anything that session showed yesterday is that I don't think it's going to be too much different from this. So people are absolutely going to want to tune in for that race because I feel like I think we're going to be showcasing a lot of wrecks here again next week for after the Gatorade duels.
Yeah,
oh, man, weeks get hard.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was having a rough race.
Oh boy.
Stand around.
14 to go. We're getting there.
Seth Rawls, maybe?
We're slowly, lap by lap, it's getting closer to the finish.
This one was pretty calm.
In the middle.
Let's see.
You'll see.
Not.
it's not. No, it's not that completely calm.
Oh, we're looking for.
Johnny Thomas, and then that just
yeah.
I think they could have pulled it off, but the bottom car.
Yeah. See, there's more wrecking.
Oh yeah.
Same time, and that's all it took to send Seth.
Is that on the inside? Is that Martinez?
I think he's going to hit anything.
Yeah, that is Martinez on the bottom. Martinez always runs well at Daytona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here goes some more wrecking here.
Jonathan Cutlip's going to get a piece of the wall
Yeah.
here.
Jeff Green.
Rucker going back up in there. Jeff Green once again involved. Cutlip.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that 64 is destroyed. 4.
Yeah.
Not gonna be much of a hit, if any.
Oh boy.
He was
At this point, I think people are just wishing for the finish. At this point, just to finish.
Yeah,
not
sure
even
was.
what place, but
yeah. Oh, there's a stack up.
Oh yeah, we're finally within 10 laps to go, folks.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And then a massive wreck on the restart. A massive wreck on the restart. I mean, just
one.
Did you? Congratulations.
Maybe.
Oh, it's a parking lot.
Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, that's a parking lot for sure. Oh man, that Carpenter,
yeah,
on the bottom
there. Yeah, Carpenter on the bottom there.
Boy.
Yeah, he comes
That's
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Ryan was
Johnny Thomas right behind him.
Trying to get as much side draft
Yeah, he
as
just
possible.
goes up. Maybe when he hit
Maybe
the leader, it shot him to the right or something.
Right here. Maybe he did feel it, but at this point, Ryan.
Oh no.
Vandermeer.
That point, the 71 also gets.
Johnny drives.
You'd think on the restart when you're the leader, you'd be pretty safe.
Yeah. Oh nope.
Johnny again gets hit in the
There's
wall
where
a
we
little
go.
bit there by Ryan.
Ethan Stanley goes around, or Ethan Burrell goes around.
Fody got through it, of course.
Did Fody get through that clean? I'm not sure.
Always finds a way
He's the
through there.
luckiest guy. He's the luckiest guy
I don't think
when it
Johnny
comes
didn't
to
get too-
these super
oh, no,
speedways.
never mind.
I don't
Just went
think
back
I
to
ever
the hill.
remember him being in a wreck.
Doesn't happen often, that's for sure.
I know a lot of people are on here remembering back their their Daytona 500 woes. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
everyone had a point in time in the race that they had a Daytona woe. There was just too many wrecks. There was just
Yep.
when no one getting out, there was just too many. Oh, I remember this one.
Oh, round goes Gerald.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Keep it out the wall, Gerald.
Yeah,
So what did I
that's
do
me.
here?
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
That's some pirouettes that Barbie would be.
We're about to find out. Well, I was ripping the bottom there. Harrison Hogan right behind me, and
Oh yeah.
he
You got him.
pushed
You
a
got
little-
him pushing
he pushed-
you. You're going.
Yeah. Well, I went.
Oh, here it is. I can see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Left rear on exit.
Maybe the 31 saw the 24.
Radel just misses him.
See- Oh,
It's a
how?
Other than that, I was perfectly fine. I kept it off the wall, but that one, I
Yep.
think that destroyed the car.
He does a great job not backing
Yeah.
it into the wall right there. Who will lead
The last 10 laps seems to always take like an hour.
Oh, forever.
It always feels like an hour, no matter
Yep.
what position. It's even worse if you're leading it.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets.
If you're up in the
it's
front, the top
stressful.
3 guys, and it's just
Oh.
caution after caution. You're just like, oh boy. Oh, Chris Wright here.
Chris driving backwards.
I bet
I don't remember him in being involved in
84,
any wreck
22,
until this
24,
point, but
yeah.
oh man,
Yep.
Plenty
You
of-
guys went for the middle at the same time.
Plenty of
this was
contact up there.
within 2 laps left to go. Those were green white checkered. I think that
Yep.
this happened in.
At least we got to race it back because man, we went to the third green white checker, didn't we?
I think we came to the last. Yeah, the last one. Yeah,
Jeff Green takes a pretty good shot.
a lot of guys went around.
Big one.
Jeff Green spun
We might have set a record for the most big ones.
last year's Daytona.
It just wouldn't stop.
Yeah. I
I don't know who
I'm
kept putting
convinced
fenders back on them.
Well, obviously it comes down to the drivers, but I think the fact we could fix the
Robert,
damage
gonna go to the
and still
lead,
be okay
baby.
kind of made it worse.
Yeah.
Ethan wants so
Our
bad
our
to
hope
go
is that
through
when we
line.
showcase all these wrecks, that people are going to start. Oh man, Weeks. He was up front too there.
Yeah.
Our
I
hope
kinda,
is that when we start dogging on people for their wrecks, that they're gonna maybe not allow this to happen so much. But
I got to
when
put
it
this
co-
one on me instead of Fody because I gave him a shot right into.
you did give
Weeks.
him a pretty good shot. Yeah, yeah, you did.
Oh, and what is this? Was this after?
Ooh, pow.
When did this happen?
Yeah, this is a little bit behind
Oh.
it.
I think there was going to be a wreck
Happened.
regardless.
Or, yeah,
So
so-
there-
Oh man.
I don't think your hit actually caused the caution with Weeks. This is
Yeah.
what caused the caution.
Well, Lake Norman boys wiping each other out.
Wow, we didn't even.
See,
Dustin Dewar.
You kind of wish it involved Cody at time to time, just because he wins all the super speedway
Yeah.
races.
I wanted that one to run green because I had him 1-on-1 up there.
Yeah, well, you made it 1-on-1 after that because there's no one behind you.
Wrecked everyone else out of the way.
Oh, everyone else was involved in the wreck.
Oh, you got
I'm
through
still
there
in
pretty
it,
good.
but in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it through there. A little beating, banging.
In the grass here, he dodged another one for good measure.
I think I had so much damage it didn't matter at that point. I was so off the pace. I didn't get it fixed in time.
Let's see this here. Is this a dodge or is this a hard hit? Let's see.
Oh, I believe this was a dodge. Yeah, really good dodge. And I think we're finally to the finish
Yes.
of this thing after so long. I didn't plan on it being this long, but with how many cautions
Yeah,
there
yeah.
were, this made this video a little longer than I thought it was going to be when I first started recording all this. But up front here, Fody leading it here on the last lap. He
This
has his
one hurts.
teammate Ethan Stanley. Yeah.
This one
I
hurt.
mean, he didn't
and
have any help, did you?
I set him up. Well, I was the help, so I set him up here. I gave Stanley a shot, and he takes it to the bottom, and I got to admit, Fody laid the perfect block on me off of 4. I was not trying to push
That's
anybody
true.
off of 4, but I didn't have
You
a
see
choice.
Ethan Stanley backing off there, trying to get a run, and he gets that run, and he does jump to the outside.
Yeah.
Fody jumps to the outside there. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
I tried to fake middle and then get to the outside of Fody, and he timed it perfect like a robot, man.
Yeah, you were able to let him win the Daytona 500,
Yeah.
and you let him win the championship.
Man.
You finished right behind him second in the Daytona 500 and the championship. You only have you to blame, really, for you not being number one. And
I'd have just wreck him next time.
There's a half a second between you being number 4 in Elite and you being number 1 in Elite, just so you know.
It's brutal, man. Brutal.
that is super brutal here. All right, we're gonna go over real quickly and look at some of the as we see Fody doing some burnouts there. We're gonna go over some of the statistics for qualifying for this upcoming Daytona 500. Some of the guys that have to qualify in, some of those guys that we know are going to qualify very well, and then there's the Elite put on a little bit of like a statistic of betting odds of who is going to most likely get the pole award, and we'll see that real quickly. Real quick, we're going to start off with that, of course, is the listing of all the qualifying poles at Daytona. I couldn't be able to get Daytona 500, but it really doesn't matter. If you qualify at Daytona, no matter if it's the night race or if it's the Daytona 500, you're good at qualifying. So this is the list of all the qualifying. Last year, Scott Crump able to get the pole with a 49.589. So and we'll see how that stacks up with the time with the Cup car with the new tire model and everything, and kind of see that. But what are some of the things that you see on that statistic that jumps out at you?
I don't see any Toyotas. I see all Chevy and Fords.
Well, I don't know. With Chad raced I don't know when he got that one pole, but he did race Toyotas for a little bit there. But
could be.
Yeah, I mean, what I see, a lot of Lake Norman guys there. I mean, they've got that down, or they got that down pat.
They got something, and I'll tell you this: at Pro Edge, we've tried time and time again to find whatever it is. There's something that they're doing different than everybody, and props to them, because I mean that's what it's all about, finding something. But it's, people get close, but they've always got a little bit extra. So we'll see. I mean, you gotta have them as some of the favorites, of course.
I did not know Josh Adam had 4 pole awards and he was leading in pole awards at Daytona. I mean, that is really impressive. I know Fody qualifies very well. Scott Crump, Robin's really good at qualifying. Even Jeff Green qualifies very well at the super speedways. I knew Adams qualified well. I didn't know he was leading in pole awards there. So that one really caught me off guard when I went back and saw all this.
Yeah, it's impressive. I know a lot of it was pre next gen. I think the next gen he's had a little harder time. So I know that's a factor now. But I mean, yeah, 4 pole starts at Daytona that's tough.
Yeah, that's really good. That's knowing how to do it for sure. Our next one here that we're going to look at here is the statistics. That's a hard word to say there. Statistics there of the percentage that Elite came out with as far as who they believe is going to be the front runner for going after this pole award. Now, a lot of that is going to be a factor to when they're going to come out on track to do the qualifying, because I know a couple drivers were like, yeah, I'm not going to have a good qualifying run, because the running order for when you qualify has already been listed out there. So where are you coming out, Ethan? We're in the middle.
I'm pretty early, which kind of bummed me out, because like you said,
that's not good.
There's a trend in Elite for whatever reason that the later in the session, the faster is usually how it goes. So I think I'm like 19th out or something. So I don't have high hopes, but I'm still going to prep and do everything I can to throw down the best lap possible. Never know. I could get a good gust of wind.
And I don't know how they get with the statistics. They have to go back and look at what I'm looking at, because I mean, I don't even see up there Adams anywhere on there.
No, that's him, P2, Rubbins Racing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. He got it down as Rubbers Racing. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I guess they do have the statistics pretty well. I mean, I know he's going out early. He doesn't feel very comfy. Man, wouldn't it just be Fody's luck if he gets like the last place qualifying spot? Like if he goes out last to qualify, I mean, it sets it up perfectly for him.
You know who is going out last, and I think would be an epic. Well, we're not announcing that order on here or anything, right? I don't want to spoil anything.
No, you can go ahead.
Harrison Talon is the last qualifier. Wouldn't that be a comeback story?
I was imagining him going backwards on racetrack when you said that. No, we'll see how he does.
The odds would be incredible for that. That'd be a huge return.
So Elite has drivers that are locked in based off of a multitude of different things. They got to pay for a charter system, just kind of like NASCAR, except for ours. Unlike NASCAR, where we pay it for one time, Chad makes us pay for it every race or every season. So a little different, Chad. I wish we could pay for only one charter system and keep it, but that's not how it works here in Elite. These are the drivers that are not locked in. I know there's probably going to be a couple last-minute drivers added in, but this is the latest one that I was received. These are the drivers that we're looking that have to try to lock themselves in. I think it's 7 drivers that get to lock in. Or is it 5?
I'm not entirely sure. Well, we still have, if we still have 40 charters, I think it might only be 3. This is usually the fastest open and qual, and then one guy from each duel. So if he does it the same, I think it's only 3.
Yeah, only 3 drivers, and I would not want to have to try to attempt that. Look at the names included into this. There is a ton of drivers trying to get themselves in. I mean, this is going to be
talent.
There's a lot of guys in here. I mean, we got like drivers like Josh Robin. We saw him on the statistic board there. Really good qualifying run. You know, he's going to probably be the top contender. Josh Adams on there, going to be a top contender going for that pole award. Drivers to try to race their way in. Nick Massey is one of those that really like just pops in my mind.
Yeah.
Ty McIntosh on there, William White, some drivers that we know are really good. Vincent Isabella, really good drivers out there. Yep. You know, a lot of drivers on this list that we know we've raced with. And it's going to stink if we don't get to race with any of these guys because there's so many of them on there that I enjoy racing with that I would love to have join, but there's only a limited amount of spots. So these are the drivers that are going to look for it.
I think Vince raced in last time too, so he's another good pick. And it's tough, man. The only trend I could even look at to guess who would be in is I just kind of look at the organization they're with, like what team, and thinking they might have, you know, more friends out there on the track is the only thing I could really think of. So I'd kind of look at the Mountain Man guys. And yeah, of course,
I would look
Josh
at Abbott.
Adams.
Abbott Motorsports, they have a lot of drivers, and they got 2 of them on this list that have to try to get themselves in. And I know Abbott Motorsports is a really well-knit community of guys on there that are probably going to be working really well together too. So we're going to have to look at that. I mean, you got Scott Haney on there that's going to be working with you probably. Yeah. You're probably going to be teaming Haney up with your guys' team. Yeah.
Haney and Carpenter for sure.
Well, don't want to miss a thing. We're going to do a short commercial break here. When we get back, we're going to get Chad on here. We're going to do a lap around the gauntlet, and you're going to find out the gauntlet here. It's going to be showcased for every single driver that we have where we're going to be interviewing them. It's going to be a lot of fun. All the drivers are going to have to do the gauntlet with us where we go about showcasing their talent on a road course, and that's the Nürburgring, and that's the long one. And he has to answer the questions without a single lap of practice. Don't want to miss it. Just wait after the commercial break, and we will be seeing that here very shortly.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of BellyUp Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BellyUp, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BellyUp20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of BellyUp Sports.
Us for the gauntlet, and this time we're going to have Chad Frankenfield. Chad, if you're ready, we are. Go ahead and get going, and we're going to go about answering these questions with you and see what kind of lap time you do on the gauntlet.
Roger that.
Alrighty, Chad. Well, to start things off right, let's start at the very beginning. Tell us how Elite Racing began and how it all got started for you.
Yeah, I mean, Elite Racing started on the PlayStation with Project Cars, and then we added NASCAR Heat to the mix, and we were very successful on there. And then we simply switched to iRacing once we realized that was kind of where everybody else was going, and luckily we've had success with that, and here we are. 6 years later.
Yeah, it's big and all those different names and everything. So let's go on to the next one. So with the start of the 2024 season coming up, we got a lot of exciting changes with new sponsors. They've already made a lot of impacts. But can you tell us about BellyUp Sports and this new deal and how that's going to elevate Elite?
Yeah, so this is really hard to run a track I've never ran before. BellyUp Sports obviously was with Erska, and 20PS was with us for a long time. And once they basically said that they couldn't do another season, Gandhi jumped on it with BellyUp Sports, and that's how it came about. But a lot of cool things in the works. Obviously, podcasts, team shows. We're going to be doing a Dirty Mo bracket. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be doing with the BellyUp Sports, and so far it's already turned out to be a really, fun relationship to have sponsor-wise with them. So I've ran the Nürburgring circuit before, the GP. And the North life of maybe 3 laps my whole life. So here we go.
Yeah, now this is going to be the fun part with you, Chad. Well, I had a question for you here. Out of all the drivers that we've had come through Elite doors, and we've had some pretty impressive ones, Dale Earnhardt Jr., a lot of other NASCAR drivers, everyone that we've called family members over the time. I had one question, though. Out of the thousands across the forms of drivers in the series that we've run, is Rucker truly one of the most annoying people, both on and off the racetrack, that you've dealt with?
Yes, it's not even close. I think we're probably one of the only leagues that still haven't kicked Rucker out. In fact, he actually, a couple of years ago, he actually had a tally situation where he should have been kicked, but we changed the rules that off season, so he got lucky. So, but yeah, absolutely. I had him as a teammate once too, and that was rough. But Rucker's very loyal to Elite, though. I'll give him that, and I do appreciate him from Rice. He's not as annoying on track as he is in our group chat, so that's good.
And about so you mentioned you guys were teammates at one point. You want to kind of dive into more details on that? Like, do you think was there any more sour feelings after you guys parted ways, or how did that go?
Honestly, he was a teammate of mine because I knew he needed a team and I needed a driver, so I said sure, why not. I don't think it mattered that we raced each other just as teammates. But next season we did, it did help him get a Daytona 500. Worked together really well in his win, and then in my win, I think we were teammates. I'm not quite sure if I remember this. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Oh shit. Here we go.
Blind corner. Oh, way to hang on. I was just about to say, you're doing a really good job, actually. Oh, there we go.
Flex there, though. We're good.
All right, and on to the next one. So, the success or fall of a racing league is largely due to its ownership. So tell us the difficulties of being able to juggle wearing the driver helmet, but also being the leader and the role model of the league, how are you able to tune everything out and focus on the race when it comes down to race time?
It's extremely difficult because the league part never goes away, even though I try. Because the main goal is I want to have a good show, I want to have a good league, I want to have a good race. So that's always something in the back of my head that's always there. If something happens, I want to make sure the ruling is correct, and then you got to mix in the race. I mean, there's been countless times I've wrecked or sped on pit road or whatever because I'm worried about a situation we're dealing with on the track. It's extremely difficult, and obviously, there's always going to be the people that say biased or say, "Oh, what's bad? This happens," That's something I've kind of just got used to. A lot of league owners won't race, but it's not going to be me. So, and honestly, I don't think anybody races me any different because I'm a league owner. In fact, there's probably guys that race me harder because of that. So, but a lot of us have been racing together now a couple of years. I really don't think when you race me or Daryl races or anybody, your first thought is, "Oh, here's a league owner. I got to be careful." I don't think that matters anymore because I think people really do truly know that, I'm really just a driver out there once it comes down to it.
Well, our next question here, Chad, and this is one that I've been really having a hard time trying to figure out. Have you been able to make any headway on the lawsuit with Wallace and Gromit for stealing your likeness? And if that has, do you know how well is it in the show for your fondness for cheese?
Who is that?
Wallace and Gromit.
Who is that?
You should know. You look just like him.
I don't know who that is, so I'm going to have to Google that, but I'm sure it's not going to be a thrilling picture of somebody. A lot of people think I look like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, so...
Well, maybe you'll have two lawsuits then.
Oh, I missed the corner there.
All right, this is a tricky part of the track, so I'm going to ask you a tricky question here, Chad. So your last Cup win was the final race of the 2020B season at Atlanta. You've had 6 consecutive winless seasons since then. So when's that next Cup win coming?
I mean, of course I want to say this season. I think when you look at where I've been running over those years, I've been successful. I was second in the regular season points back-to-back years in 2022 and then 23A. I should have won Iowa, threw that away. Should have won the Brickyard, threw that away. So I definitely think it's there. And my biggest thing is just trying to learn how to save tires. And I think at the end of the last season, I was finally able to do that. So, that's where I think it's going to be big. And the other thing too is I feel like my road course speed's back. So. That's definitely good, but of course Ethan Stanley's the guy to beat on those tracks. So, but yeah, I mean, I think this season I can find a way to win somewhere. There's a lot of good tracks on the schedule, but obviously I have the Brickyard circled. I think when we ran there two or three seasons ago, I led like 110 laps, something like that. So.
Well, we're going to get to the fast action point of the racetrack, and we're also going to get into the fast action of the questions. I want you to do a rapid answering of these questions here. We're going to play a little word game. We'll say a few phrases, and I want you to blurt out with the first thing that comes to your mind. So I want you to let me know as quickly as you can what comes to mind when you think of these things. I'm going to start first here. Looking low, 3 wide.
Rucker.
All right. Scott Crump's coming on new tires.
He's probably going to try to move me out of the way, even though I give him room.
Eagles fans seeing a different fan in their stadium.
A lot of names I can't say on a broadcast.
Seems about right. We were thinking beer bottles, but that worked too.
All right, you're about to get lapped. Leaders are coming up on you.
I just think a week because of Darlington.
He wrecked the leader
He
in
did
that
wreck
one,
the leader,
in case anyone
yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gone past that track, but it's happened to a few parts here as he gets to the really, really high speed portion of the racetrack here. This is a really good one for you. Yeah, we can all hear you on the chip, Chad. I'm going to give you a Mary F. Kill question. You know what those are, correct?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. I want you to answer these because I feel like some of us need to know where your true feelings are on some of them. Indy, the Indianapolis 500, Watkins Glen, and your wife.
I'm going to marry my wife. I'm going to probably F Watkins Glen, and then I'll probably leave Indy just because of what Watkins Glen means to me and my family. So,
man, that's
big. I know it's surprising. Yeah.
Well, you did it, Chad. You finished up a lap here at the Gauntlet.
0x?
Wow, that's very impressive. I have a feeling that's not going to be as easy for everyone else, but that is very impressive here. We wanted to thank you. We want to let you have your time to give thanks to anybody that's listening through the podcast for having you join us here today, and maybe to all those that helped you get here. We're going to give you just a minute of your time so that way you can thank anybody that helped get Leet to the glory that it's in now.
Yeah, I just want to thank our premier partners, Blue Lake Marketing, Worldwide Technology Raceway. I want to thank all of our drivers, Elite Racing Network for everything they do. E51 for helping us really get lifted off into another level a couple years ago. But really, it comes down to our drivers and the guys behind the scenes that do so much stuff to make Elite what it is. We truly have a strong field across the board, and it's a community of guys. So that's really who I want to thank, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I think we're going to have an awesome year. Thank you for you guys for spending time throwing these together. I think it's going to be awesome.
Alrighty, that was Chad Frankenfield. We're going to go back up into the podcast here booth, and we're going to see what kind of lap time you were able to complete on the Gauntlet. That was Chad Frankenfield's lap around the Gauntlet, and what a lap it was. I mean, he had a 0x, which is very, very impressive. When you say,
yeah, he set the bar high, man. I was hoping he was going to fly off track a couple times, but no, he did good. He took it easy and he kept it on the racetrack. So I think this time's going to be hard to beat.
Well, this is the time he set for the Gauntlet here, right here. Chad Frankenfield with a 10-minute, 10-second lap around the Nürburgring here while answering our dumb questions. And what a lap. Wow. That's going to be one that I think is going to be high up there. We're going to start listing these for every interview that we do with anybody that we are able to get into the Gauntlet. We're going to start listing them down the line of where they're able to complete that lap. So look for every podcast. We're going to start kind of keeping track of how people are able to answer our dumb questions while trying to go around that difficult track.
Yeah.
Well, in case if anybody missed it, this was I made this. I don't think it was on there long enough for us to be able to showcase it. But yeah, that was the Gauntlet there. I'm interested to see kind of how that progresses and see where we go from there. Other than that, now we're going to move on to the next portion of the podcast here, where we're going to start going over the preseason predictions from us. In the case if anyone had any questions, what the preseason parts of those were, this was what we had posted. Let me get out of here. This is what we posted in the Twitter page. So make sure you go and follow so you can be able to see these things that maybe we post on there to have some interactions with. 4 questions on there on the BellyUp Gaming Twitter page. 4 questions. Which 4 drivers are going to make it into the Final 4 for the end of the season? Who's the championship winner at the end of the season of those 4. Who will end the season with the most incident points? I think we're going to get a couple of angry people after this point for it. And then who's going to be the surprise victor? I know I've seen a lot of people posting in there. You can still post it after this, because at the end of the season, we're going to go back and kind of look to see who was correct and who's a psychic in hiding in here, and get a good idea as far as who's really good at being able to predict these things. But let's get going into it real quickly. Let's get started here with obviously our final 4. These are the Simply Racing Show crew. So all the co-hosts that we'll be having in here, we posted ours into here. As you can see right now, mine was Tyler Fode, Matthew Weeks, Justin Fuller, and Nick Massey, which I did not know when I made that Nick Massey was an open driver. That's going to make that a little harder. He's going to have to qualify into Daytona to keep that prediction right. Johnny's was Tyler Fode, Ethan Burrell, Trey Eidson there, Chris Wright. Jeff Green's was Tyler Fode, Ethan Burrell, Scott Crump, Chris Wright. A lot of repeating names here. I think you can get the theme of who we believe is going to make it in there. I think one driver we all are pretty certain going to make it into there. Goodies was Tyler Fode, Ethan Burrell, Justin Fuller, Chris Wright. And yours, I'll let you announce yours, and maybe you tell me why you think those 4.
Yeah, I got Tyler Fode, Scott Crump, Justin Fuller, and Tate Lytle. Now, Fode is an obvious one. You can't count him out. Crump too. He's consistent. He can win. Fuller, I think, this is going to be his first season in Cup with us, but he has tons of talent. I mean, you could see it all year in the Xfinity series. So got him in there, and I think you guys messed up not picking Tate Lytle. Tate Lytle, as far as we know, is back full time. He's a multi-time champion. I think he gets another shot at it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't know Tate Lytle was going to be running a full season, or I might have thrown him into there. I think, like you said, I mean, everyone's feeling like a Tyler Fode is a lock into getting into the championship. For a lot of people on the Twitter post, there was also putting on to their thoughts, and a lot of people put on their Fode. I know Kendall No Player just said not Chad for everything. So, I mean, that's pretty common.
That's
except
a good
for
one.
But I mean, some other ones. I'm surprised no one put Matthew Weeks on there. I mean, Matthew Weeks is a good driver. And I mean, he's a strong contender for these Cup Series wins and everything. So I think everyone was a little bit on that. And then, of course, the new guy, Justin Fuller, you and I both feel the same way. I mean, he's coming in. Sometimes we wish he didn't talk as much, but other than that, he's fell right into the elite standings here in the elite way and running really well. So that's a pretty confident feel that if he is able to not get into a match with somebody, what kind of match, he will have a good shot at getting the championship 4.
That's right.
Well, that was our preseason championship 4. You can leave a comment if you think that you have any feelings on those. But now comes to who we think is going to win the championship between the racing crew. And that right here, I put a little checker flag next to who we thought. And again, I picked Nick Massey. I would have paid for his entry at this point just so I didn't look like a fool, because I did not know he was going to be an open driver, or he's going to be a locked in driver going for open. So he needs to find a way to get in and race all these. I'm going to have to comment or message him and tell him that if I put him down as a lock for the championship winner, he needs to do something about it. But
I tell you what, though, after Daytona, I mean, it gets easier and easier for him to qualify in just on raw pace. Daytona is kind of the one that's up in the air.
Yeah. What I find the most crazy out of all this, we all have Tyler Fode locked to making the championship 4, but we still have no confidence in the man on winning a championship after so long. But after finally getting it done the last season, nobody but Goody feels like he can back it up. And that's crazy that we all feel like he's an easy lock, but not a championship winner. What is he, the Cowboys? I mean, sorry, Cowboys fans. I mean, but yeah, come on. The man got to put a little bit of credit to his name. I mean, I'm just surprised. I'm surprised no one else put Foley.
maybe he finally climbed the mountain after all these years. Maybe he starts to kind of relax a little bit,
Yeah, and then he just lays it down on us, and all of a sudden he wins every single thing. I can see that happening. You put
Oh, yeah.
Scott Crump, which is an interesting one. Why'd you put Scott Crump?
I did. Well, he was projected to make both Final Fours for Cup and the Grand National Series this last season. Obviously, he had a incident that kept him out, but he still won into to one of them. I think he does it. He's always a contender. He shows up and wins in the clutch. I don't know. I think he's got it in him.
Yeah, I mean he's due. I mean he came over from the belly up side of racing, then fell into elite here, and then I mean it just depends on what kind of Scott Crump you get at that day. If you're gonna get Scott Crump, the long run driver, you're gonna get Scott Crump, the I'm gonna take Chad out of the race, Scott Crump. Just depends on what you get at that time and who he makes mad going into it. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean it's gonna be depending on as far as how that season progresses, and you can see it all here, folks. You'll see it. We'll let you know who's angry. I am not one to shy away from going about exploiting anger from each other. I like to poke the bear, so don't want to miss joining us and being able to see when we start messing around with some of these drivers and maybe antagonizing them a little bit with their rivalry. So definitely make sure to tune in after every elite race on Wednesdays. Every Thursday we're going to be here doing these shows, showcasing the wrecks, everything that's going on, our predictions, everything. So tune in, make sure you come and see us after that, just to see if your favorite driver made a bonehead move, or if you are the bonehead driver. Well, we'll see you one way or another. That next slide here, this one's going to make a lot of people angry here. I think this is the champion of the Belly Up Sports Series. These are the drivers who we believe is going to go about putting up the most most incidents in a race. Incidents occur when you make contact with a wall, or you make contact with another driver, or if you make drive through the grass, or if you do all three, which Harrison has done that on multiple occasions. But yeah, these are the drivers that we believe at the end of the season is going to accumulate the most, and how many we believe. And I'm going to start off with mine real quickly. It's one of my co-hosts, so I hope he still shows up for next week when he's supposed to come in after I pick him to be my chump pick. But I picked him purely due to the fact that he is the reigning champion from last season. He ended the season with 241 points of incident points, and he was the leading driver in the Elite Series for incident points. So I'm thinking back-to-back champions for Michael Goodman here. But I mean, I think this podcast is going to lower all the numbers down, because I don't think anyone's going to want to be showcased into here. That's but right. Other than that, we got Johnny Thomas pick. He picked Mark Robilas there, 190. So he's thinking the same thing. Numbers are going to go down from this season to from last season to this season. And then we have two picks, and I know he's in the comments right now watching this. I didn't do this. That's Jeff Green and Goody. And what's funny is they both picked Brandon Key to be the champion, and he's in their Discord when they race, and they pick the man. That's what's crazy. They picked the man that's racing in the Discord with them. So he's going to have to let him know. He's not going to be happy about that. And then, of course, you went with, I think if you didn't pick this guy after this week of him antagonizing you on Twitter, you were absolutely going to pick him. You pick Andrew Rucker. Do you stand by that?
Oh, 100%. I think he's got a couple, maybe one or two champions titles under his belt already. He's usually good for it. I mean, I tried to break down the numbers and looked at, previous seasons. So I'm standing with it. Rucker's going to be up there with the incident points.
Rucker all the way. 2024, Rucker all the way for
That's right.
incident reports. Ethan says, all right, well, that's the fun part of one. Now it's going to go to the surprise victor. And this, I think, is a good feel good story, no matter who gets it. We're going to see, I think this is going to be the most interesting one out of all of them, to go back and look and see who picked what, because all these drivers don't really have wins to their names in the Elite Series. But for one reason or another, we believe that they will have a shot at being able to get it. And mine was a Leighton Norgard, a rookie driver coming in, showing really good speed in trucks, showing really good speed in anything he enters in. And I think he's right on the cusp. I think this season, maybe not in the beginning, but I think at the end of the season, he's going to be starting to put up the numbers that are going to showcase him being up front there. But it looks like Johnny picked Kyle Hanshaw, another real long-running driver in Elite. Been with Elite for a while, Kyle Hanshaw, so that'd be a really good one to see as well. Jeff Green picked me, myself, and I, so he really felt confident with his ability. And I got to say, as much as he's not showing a lot of quietness with his pick there, but he's definitely has some speed. I can definitely see him, especially on the super speedway. He is super aggressive and super dedicated to running up front. So I could see it happening with him.
I don't really think it'd be too much of a surprise either. I think it's less of a surprise than he thinks.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not that big of a surprise. But again, he's going to be another co-host here, so we'd love to see him get a win and also co-hosting one of these with me. Also, Goody picked Seth Rawls, another driver that's just right there in the cusp of having a really good race go his way and being able to put in. And you picked Kevin Brown. Go ahead and tell me why Kevin Brown.
So I was skimming through the entry list, and I saw a name I had never seen before, but I believe he's on Justin Fuller and Trey Eadson's team. So I decided this was a surprise pick. I got no idea who this guy is. I respect his affiliation with that team. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to look like a genius if this guy shows up and he's super quick and none of us even know who he is.
I mean, he couldn't have gotten Jerkley and Cup. I mean, he must have raced in something else. Did he race in something else?
He probably did, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. I just totally went random.
Watch, he doesn't even show up for Daytona.
Yeah, that could happen.
The whole season. Yeah. But yeah, these are our picks. Again, if you guys have a pick that you want to be able to participate with us, go into the Twitter page over to BellyUp Gaming on there. And you could be able to leave a comment down, of course, and put your picks down and participate with us. And, like I said, I'm going to pull them up. And then, if I see something really crazy on there that no one thought was going to happen. Now, if you put Tyler Fody as the surprise winner, I'm not going to put you on here. I'm not going to showcase that. That's not a surprise winner. I want a surprise winner for that. Now, if you put Tyler Fody for incident points, I'll probably, I'll be really shocked and kind of funny to see. But other than that, we want to see people participate. We'll be able to showcase it. But other than that, Ethan, we've got one thing left to go for this podcast, and then our very inaugural podcast here is finally done and into the books. I gotta say, it's been fun so far. I cannot wait to see what the rest of these podcasts comes to being like and how it evolves, because everything changes just a little bit as it goes along and we get into a tempo. But already I'm feeling the tempo going, and I'm enjoying this so far.
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah. So again, tune in. We'll be here every Thursday after the Elite race on Wednesday. So if you see Elite race on Wednesday, you will see us, of course, being on Thursday. Of course, we'll be putting out any of those informations, fan participation, stuff like that into the chat and everything on Twitter. You'll find us on Facebook, YouTube, all that. We've got one thing left to go. I keep hinting at it. That is going to be who the Simply Racing show is going to sponsor for this year's Cup Series, the BellyUp Cup Series. And we got a lot of submissions in. I think we had like 9 drivers submit into wanting to be a sponsor. I don't like picking favorites, and I don't want to pick anybody and have a bunch of people mad at me. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an old-fashioned marble race. And I have listed those 9 people into a marble, one for each one. Now, the names don't match up exactly. I have a little list right next to it. So if you see a name, look next to it. You'll see a name of who that driver is. And we're going to play those marbles. And we're going to see at the end of that who the Simply Racing Show is going to sponsor for the Cup Series for this season. At the end of this season, we're going to do it all over. So, I hope you win us the championship, but you're still losing your sponsorship at the end of the season. I don't care if it is a championship run, you're still losing the sponsorship at the end of the season. You can enter in and maybe win the marble race, but some of these guys, maybe their only win comes from this marble race, but we're about to find out here. Are you ready, Ethan? And then after that, we're going to give our closing remarks to everybody, and we appreciate everyone showing up, but let's get to it. Let's go ahead and showcase this marble race here. We can comment on this as well, Ethan, but we're going to go full screen so that way people can see it. So as you can see, the little blue on the side showcases the name as far as who is going to be put next to. It'll come back here in just a second. And they're already away. Green flag is out, as you could say, for these marbles here. 9 drivers here, all going off at the same time here. In just a second, the box will pop back up. I don't even know who got it. I refuse to look at the names of who won it. I just clicked stop at the end of this and I was able to post it. But there we go. We had Tyler Fode enter, Tate Lytle, Dustin Dewar, Robert Hill, Josh Adams, Gavin Higgs, Ty, Justin Fuller, and Jordan Owens. I think right out front right now is that Robert Hill out front? Or is that Jordan Owens?
Looks like Jordan Owens leading right now.
Jordan Owens leading right now.
There he goes.
Right up behind him is, I think that's Tyler Fode catching up to Jordan Owens. No, now it's changing a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, Jordan.
So there's that white ball. I think I had to enter myself as the white ball, so don't worry about that white ball with no name on it.
Oh, okay. Jordan Owens has a pretty good lead here then.
Jordan Owens is getting it right now.
And it looks like Fuller P2. Who's P3? Gavin Hibbs. They're cooking, man. Owens might be pulling away.
Yeah, Owens. We'll see if he has the long run speed here.
Yeah, we'll see.
I do know these marbles can come off at any point in time. So even if they're leading, they can fly off the track and into the DQ.
They closed up on him. They closed up on him.
Yeah, they did. They're right on the back of them.
Somebody took.
Do they have a bumper right back of the marble? I don't know what you would call it as.
Getting good up there.
I know we're getting close to the end of this. I think we're within just a few, like maybe 10 seconds before the end of the game. I think it's coming close. Right now, I think out front, we got a new contender out front here.
I don't see our scoreboard. Oh,
there it goes.
Who is that? Josh Adams leading.
Josh Adams now takes the lead over Jordan Owens. It's coming down to the end here. I think it's right here is the end. Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, boy.
Are they going to catch up? No. Oh, it just ended there in green.
Checkers.
That's the checkers at the line. It looks like Josh Adams is going to be able to be our sponsor here for this season.
How about that? Josh Adams.
Ty McIntosh got second, and who got third there? How that really matters.
Who ended up third? It was
Robert Hill. Robert Hill, I think. No, that was Jordan Owens got third. So Jordan Owens at the end, man, choked it away. He had that thing locked up. Oh, man. Well, that is a great way. Yeah, that is a great way to do that, I think. Maybe we'll try a different thing next time as far as how we'll do it. Maybe a little bit more production show to it. Maybe I'll do like when they announce a baby, and I'll just send in like a random one, and whatever color pops out of the thing is the winner. But for this season, it was marbles, and Josh Adams is going to be pretty happy that he won the marble race.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Hopefully it's not his last one. Maybe he'll start putting on a tear now that he's going to have the Simply Racing Show podcast on his hood. So good driver there. So
maybe he gets that 5th Daytona pole start with it.
Yeah, we did talk him up a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, we talked him up a lot. He's going to need to and he's one of the open drivers, isn't he?
I think he is. I think so.
Oh man, he's going to need to put down that pole lap for us. Gotta have to do it for the sponsorship. I'll be honest with you. Well, folks, we are at the end. Thank you, Ethan, for joining me here. I had a blast. I appreciate everyone tuning in or rewatching this. Share it around, rewatch it. Most of the broadcasts or podcasts are going to be like 40 minutes long, 40 somewhere into there. We're not going to nearly have as much stuff as we had tonight due to a lot of it was just kind of things coming back from last season. But we're looking at trying to put on a few other things. I know Johnny Thomas is wanting to do a one with previous Daytona 500 champions that we're going to be showcasing. This main podcast with me, Ethan, Goody, or Jeff Green is going to be done on Thursday. So keep an eye out. Like I said, I post things onto that Twitter of BellyUp Gaming. You'll see it right down there. Follow it. Follow us. And like I said, I mean, we're gonna have fun with this. We hope everyone else had fun with this thing, and I think this season is going to be something special for the new Cup Series here.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate BellyUp Sports coming on, and yeah, this is going to be a fun ride, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, BellyUp Sports, for letting us. They've been super helpful with getting us set up here. So super happy that they were able to help get Elite going on a podcast, because I didn't know what I was doing. I came into here. I've asked them multiple questions, texting the guy like crazy here, but yeah, he got us all set up. So again, thank you to everyone that helped get this all set up. Tune in. Appreciate you guys. Other than that, we're going to go out on a bang. We appreciate it all. Have a wonderful night and see us next time. Next Thursday, we'll be here again at 8 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.